Hello everybody, it's Scott O'Mato back for another Botania setup, and in this video we're going to look at the Narslimmus, or Narslimmus, whatever it might be. Basically that guy's produced with 2 limes, 2 greens, a black, a rune of summer, and a rune of water, okay? And what it does is it kills slimes. It takes slimes and it converts them into mana. Now, we are going to use a few principles here. First, we're going to use the principle of the superflat world. In your standard superflat preset, the classic superflat preset, it's going to spawn you at Y4, as you can see up in the map on the right-hand corner. So you'll be at a very low level with a wide area exposed, which will, as we probably know, we've seen it in videos tons and tons of times, or experience it ourselves, it will spawn slimes, tons of slimes. Now, you may want to make another dimension in your world that has this similar effect. You can do it with maybe RF Tools dimensions or Mistcraft if you're playing in a version that has it, 11.1.11.2 has it. But you can also use simple dimensions, and I have a video on my channel about how to create that. I create portals to it that I'll link in the description. But you can create this, but you can also, obviously, in a skyblock, go to the low level and create yourself a platform that does this similar thing. But let's look at the mechanics of it here. You can see that I have the Narslimmus placed in a particular pattern because I'm using this Relocator Obelisk from EnderIO, and it has a creative capacitor bank under it, but you would need to give it power. And then it has a soul vial in it that is gathering slimes, and an octotic capacitor that is giving it a range. Let's show the range. It appears to be 64. Okay, 64 radius, a radius of 64. And it will pull all of the slimes, as defined by the soul vial, to this area, this general area around here. And this appears, from what I have here, to be about the range of it. So it appears within maybe 16 blocks or so of that area. But I placed the Narslimmus strategically to immediately absorb all the slimes as they come in. And this seems to give me really good coverage. I do have a Gaia mana spreader here, and it keeps busy a lot of the times. Most of the time there's no cooldown or anything that I'm aware of. Not sure about that, but as best as it can, it'll definitely keep up with the area around here. Okay, then one more thing that I've added is this Medomone, however you say that. Medomone. I don't know. You tell me in the comments how bad that is. But what it does is it slows them down. Okay, so they can't hop out of range. So once they get pulled into this range, they get slowed down, and so they can't get away. But because of the coverage, that's just kind of extra insurance in case there's some backup, a big spawn or something like this. Now this is set to be a all daylight world. You could do that with dimensional rules. If you wanted to set up a simple dimension, you can do that. So, or you could do it in another type of age or whatever that you want to do. On your platforms, obviously in a skyblock, you really couldn't do that. Then the final thing that I have, which is pretty cool, is a mana cabinet, a mana filing cabinet from the Real Filing Cabinet mod. So it acts as a basically infinite mana pool. It has a mana folder inside of it. This is the mana cabinet. The recipe in 1.12.2 is just a filing cabinet and a mana pool. And then the mana folder is this recipe, a regular filing folder, which is just paper. Get 8 of them in a mana pool. So very simple recipes. And it creates essentially a infinite mana pool. And then I have a recessive augment on a spark on the mana pool here. I could hook it up directly to it, but I wanted to just be more explicit so you could see, you know, this is recognizable to you, this setup, whereas this may not be recognizable at first. But it's just transferring the mana recessively from the pool into the cabinet, and then in one probe I can see that I have 167% of a mana pool. So it's basically infinite how much mana you could hold. So that makes things much easier to use. I think I'll do some breakout spotlights on that kind of stuff, just so that we have it on record. But I did include it in this setup just to show you. So anyway, that's basically it. These guys get sucked into the void here and fed to the flowers, and these flowers are greedy and they will just tear up some slimes. They're hungry for slimes. So slimes no more, guys, in your world. Then they will spawn constantly and consistently in this type of layout. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I will again remind you that I'll link to my videos in the description on how you could create this as a dimension in your world if you desire to do that. It won't be specifically this setup, but it will show you how to use a world presets, and that's all you're doing is just using the classic superflat preset, world preset, and then you would use dimensional rules if you wanted to set it to daylight all the time. Anyway, that's Scott O'Mato. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe, and I do appreciate you guys. So thanks so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.